Morning, everybody. Welcome to Encinal. Nice gray day here. It should actually be good for these shots. These shots like the open shade. This is Colin. Thank you for coming back.
Absolutely.
Colin was unfortunately a victim of a technical failure, and we've shot the car before, but he's actually done some updates since then, which is great. So your 240SX, tell me about the car again.
Whew. All right, I've had it almost 3 years now. I've had it a while, and probably about a year and a half of that I've been doing like serious work on it. So it's probably the big thing is it's an SR20 swap. So this is it's sort of slightly upgraded SR20, slightly upgraded turbo, and all the intake and intercooling and all that.
And the SR20, so this came with the K24, right?
Yes.
So the 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine that was available in the U.S. Yeah. The SR20 is the turbo Japanese
engine that would have come. So this is actually a red top from an S13, so it's actually older than the car itself, but same basic sort of thing. So it's the Japanese version of the car would have had that in Japan. So yeah, this one, it's got all kinds of other stuff though, all kinds of suspension upgrades and coils and diff, limited slip in the back, got sticky tires. Drifto. So and this car would totally drift too.
Oh.
Give it a little gas. There
we go.
It would totally drift, but it is set up for grip driving, really.
Well, we're on the road anyway, so this will be good. What does this thing weigh?
I mean, I haven't weighed it, but I would say in the 2,700 pound range.
What shifter is this?
I believe it's actually B&M.
It's really good. Nice, good, solid action.
Really nice and clicky. I like it. Yeah, it feels good.
So these things are popular for many reasons. They're light. They're tunable. Like a Fox body. Every problem has been solved.
Yep.
Independent rear suspension. Available LSD, at least from somewhere.
This one is an aftermarket. It's a clutch type. So it's really aggressive, actually, too. So this is.
So when you make a U-turn, it goes.
Oh yeah. You gotta be careful.
Let's see the power.
Yeah. So and this is it's really mild. It's only making about 12 psi or so.
Okay. So how much power about is that?
Well, you can tell me maybe. I think it's sort of in the 275 crank.
275 crank? Yeah. That sounds conservatively accurate.
And that's fine for me. It's like it's well balanced. I think for the car, it has room to grow. This could be a lot faster if I wanted to put in the
What's
time.
the upper limit of an SR20?
And there's people have built some crazy ones. I think if you want to be somewhat safe, you would have to build it anyway if you're going to go over like 350 or so. But people make 600-ish or so, and they're not too risky.
600.
Yeah, I mean not much more than that. People do crazy stuff. I mean, you've driven Evos with 900.
Yeah, that was crazy.
People will do that on SRs too, but it's probably not really the kind of MO of the engine. It's most of the time you're going to find in the 400 or 500 range is really as much as people want to push it. But I've ridden in some 400 horsepower SRs like autocrosses and stuff that are really well sorted out. They make lots of power. You're gonna usually sacrifice, like, you have a big turbo.
Right. You get lag and civility and whatnot.
So this thing will spool up like 3,000 or so. It'll 3,500. It'll already be making some.
There's something to be said for like a medium, like a nice mid-range tune.
Yeah.
Where you're a little more realistic with where you're actually using the engine more of the time.
Yeah, so for me, especially this car being really like autocross is what it was sort of built for. So in those speeds, it's comfortable, it's fast, but it's not like I'm pushing the limits of my wallet or anything to keep it on the road. So
what have you done anything with the steering? Because the steering is heavier than the last 240 I drove.
Well, the one thing that I don't know this for sure, and I haven't looked into it too much, but it's using the SR power steering pump.
Okay.
I don't know if it's got a different size pulley or something from the stock, but it's a little heavier.
It's a little heavier than I remember the last one.
It's always been like that, really. So I didn't do it on purpose, but I like the steering
I'm not saying
feel,
it's broken.
Hey, no. It's I like the steering feel. Like it's heavier, but that's the thing. Like I get into it from my daily car too, and I feel like
It is loud, yeah.
It's still got lots of wind noise.
But it's a strong runner, this thing. It makes good power. I mean, it's not crazy fast, but it gives you a good shove. Yeah. And it's certainly enough to have a really good time with.
And working speedo now.
Wow, is the speedo accurate?
It's close. It's a little high because my rear end's a little bit taller.
Change the ratio a little bit.
Than it would have been stock, but it's really only 5, maybe 10 at the top end.
Well, if so, that was pretty quick there.
Yeah, it's fairly accurate. It's weird having a speedometer. Well, since I did the swap, I haven't had a working speedo, so
it's a nice luxury to have, isn't it?
Well,
but
almost.
You lose your plausible deniability.
I can't pretend that I didn't know how fast I was.
No, officer, I have no idea how fast I was going. I like it's got a good shove in 4th gear right there. What kind of tires are you running?
These are Federal 595.
Oh yeah,
RSRs.
Popular among people who bring their cars for one takes.
Yeah, you know what? It's I mean, it's going to be the lowest kind of price point entry to that performance summer sort of.
At the price, they're great tires actually.
Yeah, they're for autocrossing guys. Like you're not at the level of like the highest end Bridgestone or like that. Like that's kind of where you're aiming at. It's comparable. It's not as good, but hey, it's for the money, not bad.
Yeah, the power's pretty good, man. That wasn't actually even full throttle. That was about 3/4. It's got good inputs. It feels like it's screwed together pretty tight, other than the slightly leaky door seals.
Yeah, the doors have never been exactly quiet.
Actually, truth be told, my Skyline, which only has 30,000 miles on it, same shit.
Yeah.
And actually, although you can get parts for Skylines pretty much in a lot of places, the window seals for Skylines are $900.
Same, yeah. That's the thing. Like, it's certain stuff is just you can't get it, and then you start looking at junkyards or whatever to find something like a rubber seal that's gonna already be thrashed. So, yeah.
But as an overall package, it's a lot of fun. It makes cool noises. It's got a good torque shove. It's got a good shifter. Good seats. I say nicely done, sir. Let's see the turning radius. How's the turning radius?
It's not too shabby. But it's got a nice
chattery diff.
Nice diff. I'll go over it. Yeah, you're good.
There we go. There we go. And you have some type of upgraded clutch in here, right, as well?
Yeah. So all of that actually came with the engine. I bought the engine as a running engine out of a car that was already set up with a lot of that stuff. So this is, I think it's a Blitz active clutch. It's a single plate, but I don't think it's sprung, or if it is sprung, it's really heavily.
It's it's a little heavy, but it's not like bad. It's not chattery or weird. You can tell it's a performance clutch.
It's annoying in traffic. Getting here today was a painful experience. But,
I'm sorry.
Hey, I have to take a rough. I mean, going from Long Beach, you're going through just 405 the whole way. So.
It likes to rev out. It's happy up top.
Yeah, it'll go, and it goes higher than that red line too. It's like 70.
Visually, it's
70, 71 or something.
Oh man, this is a lot of fun, and it's easy to drive. Relatively low cost of entry.
Yeah,
relatively low cost of modifying.
I think I think this is a good example of kind of where someone like the guy on your podcast then
Zach. Yeah,
this is a good example of kind of what you get from an SR build. It's a fun time.
I think there's a little smoke from your rear brakes. I'm gonna have to do a cool down lap, I think. So thank you, Colin, for coming out. Thank you guys for watching, and we're gonna do a cool down lap to cool off his rear brakes real quick, so we don't start fires. See you guys later.